Okay, Cancer, let's see what we have for your personal abundance at this time. Because we're in Gemini, we have so much going on in Gemini, I'm going to give you 2 paths to your abundance, okay? Now you might, oh, this is interesting because Aries also got this. We have resolution. Hopefully that's centered enough, okay? There's some kind of resolution, cutting the head off the snake. There's some kind of pretty big movement that is happening at this time for you. We're going to feel into what that means, what resolution actually means in 2 different capacities. And so let's get into that. Now, it is a general reading, so take what resonates, leave the rest. Some of it might be for you, some of it might be for someone else. And because we're experiencing so much duality at this time, where we're recognizing how much truly coexists, we're gonna see you might resonate with both paths in different capacities. So, okay, let's see here. All right, so we have the Ace of Wands. Okay, we have some creativity, but we have the Empress in reverse. And we have the 2 of Swords, okay? So there's a need and a desire to create and project and cultivate something, but there's a bit of a dissociation from that. I don't know, like the feminine to me, the Empress to me is about creation, reception, allowance, okay? And then we have the 2 of Wands, a little bit of a confusion about where to go with all of this. Because it's the creative energy is easy, but it's not so easy for you right now to actually physically create with that energy. For whatever reason, there's something being shifted, I feel. There's something being... yeah, we've got the Queen of Swords here, so there's something that kind of maybe needs to be thought through a little bit. You're highly intuitive, you're in tune with certain things. However, maybe it's the mind that's misguiding that expression of your creativity. Maybe, sometimes when we want to create things because we want to be recognized and noticed, or because we think it's going to make us money, or there's something with that. And there's nothing wrong with those things, except I don't think that's the root of your creation right now, or the root of your creative energy. So there's something I think that's going to come forward for you to help you reconcile where to channel this creative energy and creative flow. Like sometimes we want to control that creative flow as a means of supporting an idea we have, but maybe that idea isn't what's for your highest light and resonance. You know what I mean? There's something I feel, let's see sorry, I just knocked my camera. Hopefully it did not get too much. Okay, let's see what Spirit has to say for this side of things, okay? If this is where you're at, and here's the thing, sometimes we're blocked in a certain way so that we pay attention to stuff. Like, it's not like you're doing anything wrong. It's just that there's some sort of dissociation between what you're trying to create and what actually comes out in production. Like there's, you know what I'm saying? Okay, let's see what Spirit has to say in advice and how you can move through this. Yeah, there's something that you're meant to learn at this time. There's something you're meant to enlighten yourself with, whether it's in regard to your thought process, or, to give you an example, sometimes I get really excited about something and then I start thinking about how people will react and respond to it. So I start creating through excitement, but I start creating with the idea of those people in mind, but it kind of gets skewed because I'm tapping into their energy versus the energy of what's actually lighting me up inside. You know what I mean? So it's not necessarily like it's a bad thing. There's just something I think that's getting lost in translation. And then when you go to create something, it doesn't have the same resonance in its fruition that it has in your excitement. So let's see. Yeah, there's soul tribe. So it's safe to be seen. There might be, okay, so here I'm just going to go with this. Try not to be offended because it's nothing judgmental. It really, truly isn't. sometimes we tend to want to posture and we want to put our quote unquote best foot forward. But in doing that, you might be dimming your light a little bit. You might be dimming your potency in your creation, trying to get the message across, trying to convey what you think people need to hear it in the way that they need to hear it. Whatever that looks like, there's something here that you're meant to actually just show up as you are without worrying about that external validation in that way, because whatever you do from this point of creation is going to be validated 10 times more than if you're trying to create. So there's something, I think, with that. Okay, let's take a look at the second pathway. Okay. All right. Okay, so we have the Magician. I find this Magician card super interesting because this feels like a very introverted energy. It feels a little bit of a darker energy, and not because it's bad, but just because it's like inward. There's something inner in this energy. So perhaps something building from the inside out. Yeah, we have a dual nature. We have the Strength card. Do I be the lion or do I be the lamb, or can I be the lion in the presence of the lamb? And we also have the Four of Pentacles. So perhaps, which to me is about holding on to things out of fear, okay? Now it can be seen as holding on to things that are like really understanding the priority of things, okay? We have the Happiness card on the bottom. So it could be really taking inventory of your life, okay? And both of these pathways seem to have some internal work, some self-awareness that's needed. And it's not a bad thing. I think it's only going to ever elevate your game. We're all struggling with holding on to certain belief systems, holding on to certain ideations that used to serve us but maybe don't anymore. And I feel like there's this inner powerful magician. There's this inner part of you that's winding up, that's moving energy within you. But it may be blocked. It may be separating you a little bit from your own power to live into the potential of whatever, like almost like chasing happiness versus actually being happy. Look at this. Okay, we've got, these are really powerful cards. This is what you're seeking, okay? You're seeking the Six of Wands, the Lovers, the Fool, like the freedom, having loving relationships. For some of you, if you're in relationships that you're hanging on to out of fear, okay? It's going to counterproduct your ability to feel abundant. It's going to counterproduct your ability to live into your potential. I know that's hard to hear sometimes, but when we as human beings give our power away to things like beliefs or relationships or appearances, okay, which is a very normal, natural thing in the societal world, sometimes it takes us away from our power because we have to fit ourselves into a box that we were never meant to be in. So there's some kind of security that needs to be created in your emotions with this Cancer to find resolution. Now let's take a look and see what Spirit's guidance is for this path. Okay. This feels like you can feel the power, but it doesn't get translated when you go to express it. This feels like trying to create the power, but perhaps feeling a little bit disconnected from the power inside, okay? Like the way we're taught to control things. Yeah, there's an opportunity here for you to really get real with your situation. And not from a place, you know, you're manifest, yeah, there's a new beginning coming for you. But I don't know if it's what you expect or what you think, and I think that's okay. Like, I think that, yeah, listen up. You're working through deep soul patterns. Release any outdated beliefs that come to the surface. And it's a hard, we're all here on some level. This isn't just for Cancer people. This is just the message that has to come forward for those of you who find this. But if you have beliefs about yourself and your life that minimize the potential that you have because you have to shapeshift yourself into being that, it's not going to work for you. You deserve to have a better life, okay? Whatever that looks like, okay? Whatever, you deserve to be able to be you and feel like you're living into your potential. I hope that this has helped, and if it has, please like and share and subscribe, and take care.